Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another InfoSec Hub video. Today we're going to talk about a very neat website, PrivacyTools.io, and this website will bring you all kinds of tools and methods that you can use to stay more anonymized on the internet, anonymize yourself more on the internet, or at least the profiles that they build up about you will not be that accurate no more. And there's various ways you can do that. Again, the internet, it's a free place. You think you pay your ISP for internet access, and a lot of websites that offer great services are free. But in the back, they are working to build profiles for advertisers. Lots of money is in data these days. So if you don't like that, if you're privacy minded, there are various things you can do. Let me give you an overview. So here are some of the privacy tools that they all listed, which is very neat. Let's start with providers. So providers of online services. We all use email, I suppose. Email, let's say, for instance, take Gmail, for example, or Outlook. They're free services, and they offer a couple of gigabytes of storage, and it's all free. It's all up and running 24/7, 365 for free, right? They go through emails. They look for certain keywords, and they will place advertisements. We know that for years already. But there are email providers who doesn't do that. You maybe have to provide some yearly subscription for the servers, but at least your emails are somewhat private, or they are private. It really depends on their privacy statement as well. Then you have VPN operators. So a VPN is basically an encrypted tunnel. You go from your own ISP into the tunnel, and the tunnel might go on the internet, so to speak, in another country. So it appears that you're, let's say, for instance, I'm from the Netherlands, so it appears that I'm from Mexico, or it appears I'm from Brazil, which in fact I'm just from the Netherlands. So I'm hiding my IP, my internet protocol address. Then we have DNS. DNS stands for Domain Name Service, and all your requests. So I went to Privacy Tools, here, this website. The DNS provider where I got this DNS request sent to, they can keep logs. So they can see exactly from my IP which kind of websites I'm visiting. And if I have a problem with that somehow, then I can go for OpenDNS or a different DNS provider. So this is with providers. Web browsers, well, this is Safari you're looking at, but you have Chrome, you have Firefox, but you also have a web browser, which I will cover in a future video. It's called Brave, and it's really privacy minded. It's full of trackers, and it blocks third-party cookies, stuff like that. And those browsers are basically the first interaction you have with the internet. So if your browser is set up in a way privacy-minded, then you can already make sure that you block third-party cookies or analytical cookies and only allow functional cookies, stuff like that. Then we have software. You have closed-sourced software like Windows, for instance. You can't look into the source code, so you don't know exactly what's going on. But you also have open-source software, where all the software is basically the code of the software is visible. So to a certain degree, if you're a software engineer, you can see what's going on, and that makes it more transparent. Then we also have operating systems. I will go into these a little bit later, but you also have operating systems that have privacy in mind. I will show you later. Let's say, for instance, Windows 10. A lot of people will be watching this video maybe on Windows 10 or Ubuntu or whatever, but Windows 10 is infamous for all the telemetry that's going on in the back and all the data they're gathering on you. It's ridiculous, and there are ways to block that and reduce that, but turn it off 100% completely, I'm not sure if that's possible. I don't think so, because also Microsoft already found out 10 years ago that data is worth more than gold. So they're not falling behind, and they exactly do the same practices as any other big internet company out there. PrivacyTools services, no idea. And donate, yeah, we donate to this project when you find it important. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video probably. And there are some big sponsors here, some TED Talks. But let's go back to the providers, learn a little bit more about that. So they have here cloud storage, DNS. Let's go to DNS because we went into there. Here they have a list of DNS providers. What type of it's a hobby project here, commercial. Do they do some logging? No, they don't have any logging here. It's and I'm from the Netherlands, so I could connect to Germany and still have relatively fast DNS speeds. Cloudflare, based in the United States. It's commercial. Let's see now. So these are all the DNS services that they list here. And if you want no logging, now some of them are possible. Libre DNS, also Germany. Germany is pretty big on privacy on the internet. So here you have an overview of those. And let's just click on this. You probably go to their website. DNS over HTTPS. Here's some technical stuff, but let's go back. So you get the picture. This is just DNS, VPNs, for instance, an overview of VPN services. Tor, using a VPN will not keep your browser habits anonymous, nor will it additional security. Nor will it add additional security. Okay, it will not. Yeah. Okay, you should use the Tor browser if you go for anonymity. We covered the Tor browser in the last video, basically. And the Tor browser you can find in Tails OS, and you can also download it for Mac OS or any other type of operating system. And Tor basically also use the Tor network, and it's the Tor network is basically a few servers placed behind each other, and they will forward network traffic from the one server to the other server, and you will end up somewhere in Bangladesh or in Indonesia, and there you will enter the internet again, and that is the IP address that you will get. So it's not a VPN, it works a little bit different. It works with the Tor network, something I will cover also in a future video. Email. Recommended email services. Proton Mail. Also did a video on this. It's from Switzerland. Accounts start with 500 MB storage with their free plan. And payment methods, they accept Bitcoin, so it's basically untraceable who pays for it. Account security, two-factor authentication or single sign-on. Data security, email encryption, OpenPGP encryption. Another one, mailbox.org, which is a paid service from Germany. You get the idea. So these are all providers. I can also go to cloud. I'm a little bit, let's see, Nextcloud, open source. I think you can host that on a private server. So if you have a computer laying around and it's already running maybe just operating system, or you can run Nextcloud in the virtual machine. If you have a VMware, for instance, you can host your own cloud, and you can set up your calendar. You don't need to use Google Calendar no more. You can set up your own mail server, I think. And if you encrypt it, like the data on your server, and you use VPNs, for instance, you can connect over the internet, encrypt it with a tunnel to your server, for instance, keeping it all secure. So these are some of the providers. Web browsers, I'm sure that Brave will be there as well. This is the Tor browser, which we covered. For Android phones, Bromide, iOS, Onion, let you browse anonymous over the Tor network on iOS devices. I don't see Brave here. Oh, these are some of the browser add-ons. uBlock Origin, it blocks ads and trackers. HTTPS everywhere, which makes sure that it forces HTTPS connections, so secure HTTP connections to any website, making sure that your data is encrypted in transit. Clear URLs, Snowflake, persistent storage management, temporary containers. Allows you to open tabs or website links automatically, manage disposable containers. Containers isolate data website stores, so it isolates the cookie storage from each other, enhancing your privacy and security while you browse. Very neat stuff, actually. Very neat. Then really, you can still store cookies, but they will all be isolated. Now, let's go into the software. Some of the things I will enlighten also in future videos. This is just an overall insight of what PrivacyTools is all about. Let's see. Software, email clients, other clients, password managers. Always looking for a good one. Bitwarden, KeePass, LastPass in the browser. So you can host this yourself. You don't need to use a web-based password manager, but you host it yourself. Again, for the privacy-minded people, they all have a server at home. And you encrypt the data when it's in rest, so when it's stored on the hard drive, and you encrypt it when it's in transit. You do that with the HTTPS and preferably a VPN connection, which is a tunnel over the internet to encrypt also all the data that goes through the tunnel, and that's called the data in transit. Let's see what else we got. Secure file sync, real-time communication. Okay, I'm curious about that. Encrypted instant messengers, Signal, which I also use here. I also use it. It's great. It's such a good alternative to WhatsApp, for instance. The advantages and disadvantages. So it's a very neat website. And if you're really privacy minded, you can totally switch to one system that you can, for instance, go on the internet with. If you're a video editor or you have certain tools that you must run on Windows, maybe that doesn't even need internet access. That's not completely true. You can put it in a separate VLAN, for instance, where it can't touch all the other devices on your network. But let's go about the subject of operating systems. Let's see what we can do. Fedora I have running on an old laptop for me. It's pretty neat. And Ubuntu I also have running on a computer. What else we got? Advanced operating systems, Alpine Linux. Very minimal distribution. Arch Linux, Debian, Cubes OS. And here the Tor focused distributions, which we covered already. Tails OS. Cubes, open source, designed to provide strong security for desktop computing. Okay, so maybe I see a few future videos coming about reviews of these operating systems. This can be the start of that. PrivacyTools, services, let's see, Matrix, Disclose, Private Bin. Okay, what else we got? Okay, Donate, the sponsors, browser, let's see. IP leak, Firefox tweaks, privacy getting started, about config. Then you can really tweak your browser. Browser send, ping, fall. This attribute would be useful for letting website track visitors' clicks. Okay, you can really tweak the browser to make sure that that your privacy is not being invaded. So many tips and so many tricks. Okay, so this is basically the first video then. I found this website because I was also curious about what's all out there, provider, operating system, web browser, software-wise, when it comes to privacy. And this is a very neat website. So if you're interested in this, go take a look. And if you have an old computer laying around, or you are planning to build a new computer and you want to browse the internet and have some form of security and privacy, look into one of these tools. And I showed you also on my Windows 10 machine, I have a virtual box, so you can first test it out. You can download one of those operating systems, load them into a virtual machine, and then see what it's like. If you like it, if you could work with it, and then maybe run it dedicated on another computer later on, which you're going to use for the internet primarily, and you're just going to make sure that you have all the privacy that you need when you go browsing. So I'm sure I will cover some of the operating systems and browsers in the future. email providers, DNS providers. I can't really show you, but I just can only explain to you what they do and what the benefit of that. You just have to know that everything that you do on the internet, normally speaking, everything is being logged and recorded. Profiles are being made about your internet usage, about you. And those profiles are worth a lot of money in this economy. So if you don't want that, because we have no idea what the data retention on it is, if they're going to store it for a couple of months or for a week or for 10, 20 years or forever, I think they'll just build up a very big profile about you. And I'm online on the internet for more than 20 years now, and I think this analytical stuff is there already for, I think more than a decade now. So, and I was never really privacy minded, so I'm sure they already have a profile on me. I moved around, so I had a couple of IP addresses, but when you log into a browser, you use the same browser and you logged into Google or you logged into to Outlook and you have certain browser plugins, then there is already like a fingerprint on you. So it's very difficult to escape the profiling, basically, or you really need to search for it. And that's exactly the purpose of this video. So thanks for watching. In the future, you can expect more in-depth software reviews of some of these tools. Have a nice weekend. Thanks for watching.